Hitting the post, feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling real good right now.
Yeah.
This is AM 1220 KHTS. We are on the air with Celebra Friday edition.
It is a Celebra Friday. It's a great Celebra Friday, too.
And we have a very special guest in studio, and his from the show Storage Hunters can be seen on TruTV Tuesdays at 10?
Yeah.
10 p.m.?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, Tuesdays for sure.
Yes.
Okay, I should probably
We
do
fluctuate
research.
times.
Oh, okay. All right. You guys are all over the place. But we have Sean Kelly. He's the auctioneer on Storage Hunters.
That's right.
Yeah, how are
hey
you, my
guys,
friend?
thanks for having me.
Yeah, I should have done this. I'm sorry. Let's do this again. And we have a very special guest. We have Sean Kelly joining us in studio.
Yeah. There we go.
done that. That's my bad.
Oh, that's a studio audience there. Thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Sean Kelly, you are the auctioneer on Storage Hunters. So, I want to ask you, how do you become an auctioneer? How does that happen?
Boy. I
just talk really fast?
highly recommend that you not become one.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I've always been like, no, I can't even say that. I was going to say I've always been a fast talker. No, I haven't. I'm actually a little slow.
What you meant was stutterer. You've always been a stutterer.
That's right. Well, I've always enjoyed wearing a helmet. Yeah, so I've been an auctioneer for a good 10 years now, man.
Okay.
I started off as a stand-up comedian. I still do stand-up comedy. I've been a comedian for 14 years. And, when you're doing stand-up comedy, why not? Why not become an auctioneer as well?
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Why not? There you go.
It seems very similar, doesn't it?
That's
One guy on stage with a microphone.
Yeah.
easy transition.
Yeah, I'm
Easy
going to be a
transition.
rapper next. And,
Oh, okay. There you go. All
and
right.
a motivational speaker.
Okay, so we got all those bases covered. Stand-up
You
comedy.
can do it.
Stand-up comedy to me is one of the I respect stand-up comedians more than anybody. I think.
Oh,
I
you
think
shouldn't. Oh, they are horrible, bad people. Oh boy.
But just you write these things.
That's like saying, I just really respect truck drivers. Oh, those guys are filthy. Don't respect.
I do respect truck drivers. My father is a diesel mechanic. So I do
Oh,
respect
okay.
truck
Sorry.
drivers.
Sorry, truck drivers. I know you're listening right now. I'm going to kill that guy from Storage Hunters, man. I used to like him.
So how did you get into stand-up comedy? Where did you grow up?
Yeah. Go.
Let's go.
Life story.
Let's start with the life story.
Let's go way back. All right. Well, originally I was I was born up in Redding, California, Northern California. I'm a NorCal kid, right? Yeah, man. No. NorCal's not that bad, dude. It's not really. Come on, man. But we moved to Germany when I was a kid, and I went to German school, and I learned to speak the German.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to German school.
Did you just learn the German accent, or did you actually learn?
Well, I never did learn the language, no, but I could speak like this, and people didn't really understand me, but I was like, hello, yeah, I'd really like to have the Coca-Cola. They didn't understand, but, But, I was really good at the accent, man.
Okay.
No, ich spreche fließend Deutsch, meine Freund.
Okay, all right.
I was actually a German translator later on for military intelligence. I worked for the U.S. Army, top secret clearance, true story.
Okay, well, I'm not going to ask you any questions about that because I don't want a dart in my neck. So.
Sure, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't kill you. I just,
Well, no, somebody else would though.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the thing.
make you pass out.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so you grew up in Germany?
Yeah. So we moved to Germany when I was a kid. My mom and dad put me to German school, which was just wonderful. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Really appreciate that. 10 years of German school, being abused by the German children.
Oh.
Yeah. I took on all the pain for being American.
Is that true?
Yeah, I got picked on quite a bit, but you know what? Who cares? Because you know what? We won the war.
Yeah, that's what I was
like to
gonna say.
remind them of that.
Yeah.
We won. We won, not you.
But the thing was,
We also win.
there were a lot of them and just one of you.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Yeah.
So they,
And I
they
went to-
win every battle against
I
you.
went to German school in 1980, and if you think about it, the war was
Oh,
over
yeah.
in 45. So like 35 years
Yeah.
after the war,
They were still upset about it.
here comes this little bald American kid. Well, I wasn't bald back
I
then.
assume your head was just exactly the same.
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah. I've been bald since I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Yeah.
Okay, so you grew up in Germany and you came back to the States. When did you come back to the States?
Oh boy. Okay, so I actually moved from Germany to Italy, where I lived in Italy for hey don't hey.
Oh, okay.
But they don't talk like
They
that.
don't-
Yeah, that's like if you're from Jersey,
Yeah.
right? but again, I people didn't understand what I said. I tried to fit it. Hey don't, I like some pasta, baby. What's up? So yeah, I lived in Vicenza, northern Italy,
Okay.
which is beautiful, and that's where I joined the U.S. Army.
Okay.
Crazy enough, I was working on a U.S. Army base in Italy. I got a job catching shoplifters at the base exchange. I was an undercover store detective. I hired this woman to work for me. she invites me over for a barbecue. Her husband was a U.S. Army recruiter. The guy goes, wait, let me get this straight. You speak fluent German. You're born in the United States. Both parents are American. He's like, man, do I got a job for you. Next thing I know, I was in the U.S. Army, working for military intelligence as a translator.
Wow.
Yeah. I was 20. I went in when I was 19. At 21, I found myself in Desert Storm. I went to Iraq.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, fought in Iraq. And then after I came home from Iraq, that's kind of when I launched into my sales career, and I started doing stand-up comedy.
Now, I'm guessing the recruiter didn't put in that little bit about, have I got a job for you? Picture yourself.
He really
Iraq.
Listen, he didn't.
Desert. What do you think?
Yeah, no. He didn't paint it Iraq.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, listen, boy, you speak fluent German? How would you like to get paid to actually just do what you do and speak German? I'm like, that sounds great. He got me on the $8,000 enlistment bonus. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I promptly blew on gummy bears because I like to. That's where I grew up, Germany. I must buy the gummy bears. Yeah, that's a lot of gummy bears.
That is a lot of.
I still have some in my trunk
bears.
if you'd like. Yeah.
$8,000 on gummy bears.
Could you imagine?
That's a lot. That's a lot of gummy
Something Jesse would do. I'm gonna buy $8,000, but you would. But see, you're really clever. So you would wind up getting like $16,000 worth of gummy bears for $8,000.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
he's a deal man.
I'm a deal man.
He's the deal dude.
He's a deal.
Yeah, I know. I've sold him stuff before.
Okay.
He's a grinder.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you get out of the military.
Yeah.
After fighting, we're going to talk about what happened next.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Well, unless you want to end it here.
No. Let's not. Let's not let people's imaginations go.
We'll end it on the $8,000 worth
Yeah.
of gummy bears.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
We'll talk more with Sean Kelly from
All right.
TruTV's Storage Hunters coming up next. Sure. Sean Kelly, the auctioneer of SCV, or not SCV, it's TruTV's Storage Hunters.
Yeah,
So
what
many acronyms.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And we just talked about you fought in Desert Storm.
I did.
You were a military intelligence
Yes.
translator. Don't tell me any of the things you translated because, again, I don't want to be put on some list by the government.
Yeah.
So, and
Well,
by talking to you, am I on that list?
I'm sure. The NSA is listening to everything. So I'm sure you're.
But the good news is we do have a listener. So.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That's
Exactly. You've got one listener and it's the NSA.
yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so you Desert Storm, you discharged, or I assume you're not in the military anymore.
Well,
right?
I would discharge daily around 4 p.m., but
Okay.
that's kind of private. I don't. Listen, so after I came home from Iraq, I ended up going to Fort Huachuca in Arizona.
Okay.
I was an instructor at the military intelligence school there, officer's advanced course. So if you ever went through any of my courses there, jokes on you because I didn't know what I was talking about.
That's your tax dollars.
It's your tax dollars at work. Yeah, and then I ended up getting out, and I worked in advertising sales for a while, and then I discovered stand-up comedy, and I was like, wow, this is great. And I've been,
This is great. Desert Storm, Iraq,
Yeah.
Germany, comedy.
Yeah, it's a natural fit.
Yeah.
all that German influence.
Yes.
It's funny because in Germany they don't actually have comedy clubs. They think like a comedy club is something you beat a person with. Laugh! You must laugh now! Hit him with the comedy club! He's not laughing!
Oh my gosh, we are alienating all of our German listeners.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I will never listen to that channel again. I'm angry. This is horrible.
Oh my goodness. All right, so
Auctioneer offended me.
it's stand-up comedy. What got you into it though? Was it just watching Richard Pryor? Was it?
Oh no! Yeah, as a kid, here's the funny thing. As a kid, I loved Robin Williams, man, on
yeah.
Mork and Mindy. And guess what? Here I am all these years later. I have the same manager as Robin Williams.
That's awesome.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like as a kid growing up, my comedy idol, and now he and I have the same manager.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great.
So your big influence was Robin Williams.
Man, I loved Robin Williams.
Okay.
Today, I of course I still love Robin, but some of my favorites now, like I really love Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Regan. Oh, these guys are they work clean. They're funny, very talented, man.
Yeah.
If either one of those guys are coming to a theater near you, you should go see them, man.
I actually saw Brian Regan
Live?
yeah, over in Santa Barbara.
Isn't he great?
So funny.
I know, he just
Absolutely.
kills me.
Yeah, he is.
And
He's
Gaffigan
hilarious.
kills me too, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of them, and that's a hard thing. I think is doing clean comedy. That's a
It
that's
is
a tough thing to
and
do
if
these
and
days.
if we're not going to talk clean comedy, just talk comedy in general, man. I love Bill Burr.
Oh yeah, he's very
Bill's-
funny.
And Bill, yeah, his podcast's awesome. He's funny. Yeah,
And so did you got inspired? You're like, oh, you know what, comedy, stand-up comedy, I could do this, and you just started writing jokes, or did you just go up on stage and see what happened?
Yeah, I did. I went to an open mic because I like to wing it, right? Okay. And I went in, and the fun, here's the thing. Anybody out there wants to try stand-up comedy, just go try. Go to an open mic, get like 2-3 minutes worth of ideas together, just go do it, right? Because the thing is, that nervous energy the first time, more than likely, you're going to do pretty good.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be horrible are going to be the next 14 years of you trying to recapture that first time. That's where it's going to suck. Because once you realize that, because you have that nervous energy the first time out, and most times when you go the first time, your friends and family will come out, and they will laugh just because you're on stage. You're like, look at that idiot. Right? They're laughing. But then when you're like in front of a bunch of strangers down the road, and a couple weeks later, you think, yeah, I'm going to make a career of this. I'm going to be the next big thing that hits comedy. That's when it gets sad.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first joke you ever told?
The first joke I ever told? I do not remember the first joke I ever told. I do. Okay, first joke ever
on stage.
Oh yeah, no. I remember in kindergarten. I remember shoving crayons up my nose to make the other kids laugh. I mean, I was really the class clown. I was not the teacher's favorite.
These were German crayons?
No. This is before Germany.
Okay.
Those are much more
Germany
dangerous
would be
crayons.
like, chalk. You must shove this chalk in your nose. That is hilarious. I like the chalk. Yeah. Yeah. Put the flare. Put a flare and light it. Shove it in your nose. Yeah.
Toughen those kids up.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So anyway, that's basically how I got started in comedy. And so I've been privileged. I've worked with a lot of cool people. I've opened for Dennis Miller a few times now.
Nice.
And Bob Saget. And
Bob Saget. Oh man, I saw him live at the Laugh Factory.
He's hilarious.
And it was the weirdest thing ever because it was like his first kind of tour back into comedy.
Yeah.
After, his Full House image.
Yeah.
And it was like watching it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I think that was the tour I worked with him on.
Oh,
and it's crazy because you think, Bob Saget, what's he going to talk about?
Yeah.
America's Funniest Home Video.
Yeah, exactly.
Ashley Olsen.
Squeaky clean, and then you watch and you go,
and you want to wash your hands afterwards.
Yeah, you're like, I think we're both going to hell now.
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was a rough go.
Yeah.
But
he's such a great guy, very talented. He's hilarious, and I like the times I got to work with him. I just worked with him again in Hollywood. I got to work with him and George Lopez, Wanda Sykes, and Craig Ferguson one night for a fundraiser we did for kids in foster care. And man, these guys are just massively talented. I don't know what I was doing on the show.
You got a good manager.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
That's what it is.
Oh, that's right. I got a good manager.
See what I did there?
Very good.
Okay, so you're doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
How did you get into auctioneering?
It was super easy. A buddy of mine, his name's Rusty Nails. He's a great comedian out of San Diego. He comes up to me one time and he goes, dude, listen, I need you to cover a gig for me this Saturday. I double booked myself. Okay, all right, great. How much time do you want me? Because in comedy world, you go, how much time?
Yeah.
Right? And he goes, oh, no. This is not a comedy gig. He goes, I need you to be an auctioneer at a cancer fundraiser. I'm like, yeah, only one problem. I'm not an auctioneer, dude. And he goes, it pays $3,000. I'm like, what time do I need to be there?
I'll get there early.
I went onto YouTube the first time and I just watched an auctioneer. I had no idea what he was saying.
It was the craziest thing ever.
It's just like, I'm like, okay. And I went and I did the auction kind of like that. It was like a total idiot. I just showed up like, 500, 600. And my bid calling's kind of like that now.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's what ended up happening.
Just making noise into the microphone.
Yeah. And so at the end of the auction, I was just like, oh, that was horrible. I just can't wait to get out of here, get my check, and leave. And the lady comes up, and I thought, oh boy, she's gonna be mad.
Oh man.
And she says to me, she goes, hey, we want to book you for next year. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I go, wait, I'm not an auctioneer. She goes, what are you talking about? You just raised 3 times as much money as we raised last year. And I'm like, what? So that's what inspired. I took that $3,000 check that she paid me, and I went to auctioneering school.
Oh, I thought you went to bought more gummy bears.
No, I was going to. But my wife she's the smart one in the relationship.
Gotcha. Okay.
And she's like, you should reinvest it in school. I'm like, no, but
gummy bears are so
I want the gummy bears. Yeah. I want to hug them. I love them.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll talk more.
All right, sounds
Sean
good.
Kelly from TruTV's Storage Hunters on here, 1220 KHTS.
Now, we had our national news, right?
Yes, with NBC.
But we're pretty big worldwide.
We are, yeah.
We have some.
Do you guys have like listeners like all around the world?
all around the
Is
world?
that because of the you're
And-
on the internet?
Yeah,
Yeah, we are on the internet as well.
The global radio station that is the internet.
Yeah, so we have a couple listeners that are going to call in. So, Pakistan, you on the air?
You guys have a caller from Pakistan
Yeah,
on the really?
let's hear.
Oh, thank you for how are you doing? This is Rajesh from Karachi. I just got to tell you guys, I love the Jellyman. I love you, Jellyman.
I appreciate that.
That's
I
great.
appreciate that.
No, we got one.
Listen, I love the Jellyman on toast. It's great.
Thank you very
Jellyman on
much.
toast is awesome.
Okay, I appreciate that.
That's how we honor you over here in Pakistan.
Thank you very much.
appreciate
Yeah.
One more thing. I got a cafe opening. It's called the Bin Laden Cafe. You're
no,
going to want to
that's
come
not
try
a
it
thing.
out.
That's not a thing.
Beijing, are you there?
Nope.
No,
No,
oh,
no,
Beijing's
no,
not.
Beijing's not
Mexico, Mexico City, are you there?
And no, we blew it. We blew this bit.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there it went.
Oh, there it goes right
There
there.
it went. There it came, and there it went.
There you go.
There it goes.
We did have a German caller though.
We did.
Oh, is there a German caller? Is
Yeah,
it called
German,
from
are you there?
Germany?
German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hallo, ja. Achtung, my name is Helmut. I just want to tell you that I'm from Pakistan.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, good.
Oh boy, I kind of blew that one.
Comedy.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Sometimes you win, a lot of times you lose. I don't know about you guys, but I just can't wait for 2014 to be over. Doesn't it just feel like the year's dragging?
We're only 10 days in.
Oh my god! I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, rough go.
Yeah,
Rough
it's
go.
been a bad year so far.
Okay, so we were looking at some Vine videos.
Yes.
Well, during the break.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the last thing we spoke to you about was your auctioneering and how you just use like filler words.
Oh yeah. So a lot of people are like, "Hey, what are you actually saying when you're an auctioneer, right?" So I'm going to do it for you real slow. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm bid $1 bidder now, $2 now, $2 bidder now, $3 now, $3 bidder now, $4 now, $4 bidder now. It's easy, right?
That sounds like a country song.
Dollar bidder now. Yes, right, man. Also, you got to be. I'm going to tell you what, man. If you're not from the South, once you become an auctioneer, you sound like you are, my friend.
Oh.
Here we go. So I'll do it real fast for you. I'm bid $100. I'm bid $1 $2 bidder $3 bidder $5.
Yeah,
Did you guys get 'em?
No, I got nothing.
So it's dollar bidder now. I'm bid $100 bidder now, $100 bidder now, $100 bidder now, $100
You
bidder
can't
now.
roll your R's. Is it difficult to be an auctioneer?
Yeah, you might want to just give it up if
Yeah,
you
okay.
can't. You just start with the rolling your R's, and if that doesn't
Yeah.
work for you, you're like, different career.
Okay.
Would you like fries with that?
So you're just saying, okay, so do it again real slow.
I'm bid $1 bidder now, $2 now, $2 bidder now, $3 now, $3 bidder now.
Okay.
It's just that simple. And then you speed it up. I'm bid $1 bidder now, $2 now, $2 bidder now, $3 bidder $4.
But if you don't hear that beginning slow part,
Yeah.
most people, like a lot of people in the UK, just take it as brrrr.
Yeah, everyone just thinks
Like
that the
just-
auctioneer's just going brrr.
Yeah, starting a lawnmower.
$1 brrr, $2 brrr. You're right.
I still think it sounds like a country song.
It does,
I
right?
think country artist might be your next step.
Yeah, I think so, man.
Because you said rap, but I
Yeah.
think you might work with country and then transition into rap.
Should I give it a little try?
Yeah.
All right. We'll give this a try. This is my debut. I'm on the radio. Here we go.
Okay.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots
that's
and
good.
ruined your black. You guys are gonna actually owe royalties to Garth Brooks for that song because
Right.
it sounds so much like the original.
And here's the thing: he has such good lawyers.
That's
I
right.
learned that the hard way.
That's right.
Okay, so you're doing the stand-up comedy thing
Yeah.
on a semi-regular basis, right?
Oh, yeah.
What
And-
is your writing process?
Oh, writing. Well, listen.
Because I met a guy one time,
yeah.
Brian Kelton.
Yeah.
And he's an East Coast guy.
Yeah.
And he does stand-up comedy. He's old school though. He did stuff with Kevin Nealon, and he did some writing for SNL in the '70s and stuff like that. And he said just like he'd write stuff on a napkin as he's sitting somewhere, but he can't like sit in a room and write. He can't. Do
Yeah,
that.
no. You have to be inspired. So basically, the way it works is, you come up with an idea for a premise, right? You think, hey, that's either you think so, you don't. The funny thing is about comedy is it doesn't have to start with a funny thought. It could be like something that you're mad about. It could be something that puzzles you. You're just like, why is it like that? Or you get angry about something like that.
Well, Lewis Black does the angry thing, really.
Yeah, and I'd say like he stays in that angry thing.
Yeah.
So the thing is like you come up with the thought, the whole like, hey, why is this or like that or whatever. And then you kind of, and then what you do is what I do and what a lot of guys have learned to do is you just talk it out. Like you do like into a little recorder on your phone, just turn a little recorder on and just kind of talk it out. And then you go back and then you type that up and then you trim up the fat and blah, blah, blah. So it's like set up, punchline. But then what you want to do, you want it to sound very conversational, more of a dialogue. So when you actually go in and break down comedy, there's a real kind of system to it.
And did you have any like background? Because I know a lot of guys do like the improv theaters and stuff like that. Did you do any of that, or did you just start writing? I know a lot of people just write jokes.
Yeah, I've never done improv.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I like watching SNL, and I enjoy all that stuff. I've actually gone to the Second City in Chicago.
Okay.
I was there last May, and I went and saw a show. I thought it was great. I mean, those kids are talented.
Yeah.
But no, I've never done improv. That was never my thing. I just always like stand-up comedy. And when you realize hey, I actually want to do this, I want to try to get paid doing it, and I want to go out and do it. It's like anything else. It's a job. You got to work hard at it. And I would say I equate it to the toughest golf game of my life. I used to play golf.
Oh, good.
When you play golf, your thing is like you try to lower your score, right?
Yeah.
And so you're basically playing against yourself, and that's what comedy is. It's you basically always you're not really competing with anyone else. You're competing with yourself, and it's tough. I mean, and right when you think, hey, I got it, because you just came out of like doing a great show. Well, guess what?
Each crowd's different.
The next night, you're gonna tank.
Yeah.
So you've been doing it for a better part of 20 years, right?
Well, 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
So you've seen
We
comedy.
can round that up to 20. That's
Let's
fine.
go with that.
You're not very good at the maths, but that's all right.
He went to German school. He knows his math.
He knows
Okay.
math, yes.
Yeah.
So
And physics and chemistry.
Okay.
Yeah.
you've seen comedy evolve through several years. Is there anything that you think is going well for comedy as far as improving and that's going worse for comedy?
Okay, yeah. Well, one of the cool things is obviously with the internet now, you can be exposed to like all these comedians that you wouldn't have been exposed to before. But
Good and bad.
Good and
assuming.
bad. Yeah, but the thing is, like, you can find a lot of cool people as a result of that. I think that's what a great medium, right? But at the same time, I think there's a lot of young people in this country that they've never been to a live stand-up comedy show, because back in the '80s, the comedy clubs was basically the one way to go.
Yeah.
And then they started to put them on TV, and then that really kind of slowed down the club attendance, and then the internet, and now it's really slowed down the club attendance. And I think that when you go see a performer live, it's so much different than when you're watching on the internet. And a lot of young people, I meet them at like after the shows, and they'll be like 21, 22, 23 years old, and they're like, "This is my first stand-up comedy show ever. It was awesome." Like, yeah, that's what it's all about. It's like it's one thing to watch a football game or a basketball game on TV. It's another thing to be in the stands or be courtside and watch that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That energy and excitement is totally different, and a lot of people aren't getting that experience right
Different
now.
vibe when you go to a comedy club. Me and my buddies used to go to the Laugh Factory all the time, and it totally different vibe than watching it on TV.
Yeah.
Certainly, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, there's so many great comedians out there you've never heard of, But there are certain guys that are just they're popular and people know their names and they gravitate to them. But then there's just a lot of dudes out there that are funny.
Yeah. All right, Sean Kelly, he's the auctioneer. We've been talking about his stand-up comedy, though.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
we'll talk a little bit about Storage Hunters coming
That's
up,
right.
and then we'll also, if you got any shows coming up, and
Yeah, let's talk about
We'll
that.
talk about that coming
Yeah,
up
sure.
next. Celebrity Friday edition of Jesse and the Jellyman with Sean Kelly on AM 1220 KHTS. So did you ever want to do Sean Kelly, by the way, joining us on the air? And did you ever want to do like TV shows? Because I feel like stand-up comedians, they want to get maybe a role on a TV show, but then there's those old schools guys.
No, that's what you live for, man.
Okay.
I mean, basically, I think the whole reason why most comedians get into stand-up comedy is because they have dreams of getting on TV, being in movies, and they feel like that's the gateway. That's the door. That's the way to get their foot in the door. And what's interesting is in today's world, right? Because I also do some producing, and I read all the network notes that come out each month for what they're looking for. And what's crazy is the networks today, they don't want stand-up comedians. They want guys who are funny, but they want you to be organically funny. So here you have this whole army of young men and women that are going into stand-up comedy thinking that it's going to lead to a television show someday, and you have a whole army of network executives who are going, no, we don't want people who are intentionally funny. No, we would prefer it just to be organic. Hey, do you have any hillbillies that make like duck calling noises or something? That would be great. That's what we would love. I just love that there's some guy in New York at a network, he's, what I mean? He's like ruling the world. No. Oh, that guy's been doing stand-up comedy for 15 years and working his heart out to be on TV. No. I would rather just get a hillbilly. Hillbillies are hilarious, right?
Well, they are.
They are. And you add in a duck call on top of it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh, good grief. Okay, so what are you working on now? What are you other than Storage Hunters? which
Well, I
is on
saw
TV?
this one TV show, and I got inspired by it, and it's so I've been out practicing my hand fishing, but it's not. I don't think I'm going to be able to feed my family.
Okay.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I got the accent down to. I'm like, come on, where's that catfish at, man? I'm just reaching in them holes trying to grab them fish.
Okay.
I've lost 15 pounds. Since I started 3 days ago.
Good grief.
And so, yeah, that's not working out too well. So where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, we're in Beijing right now, and the traffic is very heavy here.
No, that's not.
They don't have the 210, they got the 012.
That's.
All right, go ahead, sorry.
I don't know what just happened there. That was a weird moment.
We just had the correspondent from Beijing
I
show
think
up.
we just had.
Yeah.
I think we just went through a time warp. I don't know what
I'm
just
pretty
happened.
sure you just got canceled.
Yeah, I think that's what
You're
happened.
off the air
Oh,
right now.
good grief. Okay, so are you doing? You got comedy shows coming up? What do you
Man.
have going on? What's going on?
Absolutely. Okay, here's the thing. There is a comedy club in Hollywood right across the street from Groman's Chinese Theater, right next to Jimmy Kimmel's Theater. It is called... It's called the Hooters. It's inside the Hooters upstairs. It's called Good Time Comedy. The website's goodtimecomedy.com. You could pretty much see me there most, if I'm not on the road traveling, doing theaters and stuff, I'm at that club because I helped start that club. And I'm going to tell all your listeners, you guys come to any show you want for free. You tell them Sean said, come down. That's true.
Look at
I'm
that.
not making that up. You just come down. Come on down. No 2-drink minimum. No nothing. Just come down. We do shows on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. I'm not at most of the shows, but we have a great lineup of young. I told you there's like all these young guys who nobody's ever heard of, but they're hilarious. They're at my club. I started that club to foster young comics and to help them kind of not really like foster raise them, because that's not my thing, right? Unless there's a check involved.
Yeah.
But no, I help these guys out, and I pop in there quite a bit. So you can pretty much see me there. I have road gigs that I do. Like last week, weekend right after Christmas, I was at Ace's Comedy Club down in Marietta, which was fun. I'm going to be at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club over at Harrah's, at the MGM in Vegas.
Okay.
But that's not until next June. But the reason why I tell you that is because I know there's a lot of people in Canyon Country who love to go to Vegas.
They
do.
Yeah,
they do.
Certainly, of course.
And so if you're going to be there next summer, next June, you look me up and you tell them at the front door that I said you're going to pay full price.
Oh, that's
and
good.
You will definitely get a seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll be there for a week. We do 2 shows a night at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club. And I don't know if you guys know Brad Garrett. Brad Garrett is the guy from
Everybody Loves
Raymond.
Yes, I do.
He's a cool dude.
Raymond.
He
That's
is.
my Brad Garrett.
Is that your Brad Garrett?
That's the only impression I do. I know you're doing like voices like crazy over here. That's That's my
it.
one. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's good. I got nothing.
I like what you said about fostering young comics because I feel like stand-up comedy is kind of floating away a little bit.
Do you?
A little bit because of like podcasts. I think comedy podcasts are a new thing.
Yeah.
And those are, hour-long format, usually type of a thing. And so
Yeah.
people are using a different format to do stand-up comedy, and it's cool that you're doing that.
Yeah, no, I think it really is. I mean, some of these young guys that are coming in are they don't have a lot of time because when you first start out, you don't have like a lot of material. Maybe you've got like 5 or 6 minutes of funny material, but you could see the comedy. You see the future of comedy there, and it's kind of cool. So we get it. We normally on our shows we have about 6 comedians, and 4 of them are good and 2 of them suck.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and I'll let you decide which 2 suck.
Okay.
I dare you. Yeah.
Okay, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Tuesday nights they do 2 shows.
Okay.
Fridays and Saturdays they do 2 shows. Those shows are at 8 and 10. Then Wednesday, Thursday, those are just 1 show a night. And who's also on almost every one of those shows is T Money from Storage Hunters.
T-Money?
Oh.
T Money, yeah. He
A fellow bidder on
he's
Storage.
actually he's a funny dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to get him on the show pretty quick here. If
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
still on the air, of course. But
Yeah.
Like you and I.
Yeah, you and I.
Yeah.
You Storage Hunters are going to be on forever, I think.
Yeah.
The Storage Hunters also, speaking of Storage Hunters,
Yeah.
Tuesday nights. You can see you every Tuesday night and probably throughout the day, I assume.
yeah,
there's
we're on
reruns.
hiatus right now. The season just wrapped, so
okay.
They put us sporadically, put us on marathons.
Gotcha.
You turn on at 2, 3 a.m. and we're usually on there
Yeah.
in between whatever infomercial is going on at the time. So
Okay.
Yeah, man.
we interweave right in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Between iCoffee and the iCoffee maker.
Yep.
And you can hear you doing some auctioneering.
Yeah, man. Listen. What's really cool is I love doing auctions, raising money for nonprofits.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and so you got anybody out there listening that runs a nonprofit? You got to raise some money. You got a big fundraiser coming up. Check me out. My website is thecharityauctioneer.com.
Oh, thecharityauctioneer.com.
Thecharityauctioneer.com. Yeah, I've been doing the charity auctions actually way longer than storage auctions.
Cool.
I was fortunate enough in 2013. I kept a total. I raised $47 million for charities around the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been flying. I go to Europe and do them. I do them all over the place now.
So can you do me a favor? Can you do an auction voice in German?
In German?
Yeah, is that possible?
You mean actually do it in the German language?
In German language. Is that possible?
I don't know. I've never tried, but I like the challenge. It sounds wunderbar. Here we go. Let's try.
Just know this is how we're ending the show.
Ich bin bet $100 ja und $200 300 aber 4 gar $400 aber 5 500 6 7 700 aber 8. Or I could just do it with a German accent. All right, here we go. I like to do this. I'm bid $100. You bid $200, and then I don't know why my German guy sounds like he's from West Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I would really like to sell this to you for full price. Here we go. Yeah.
Sean Kelly, thank you for stopping by the Friday edition.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you stopping
And thanks for the jar of jelly, Jellyman. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. You can get a T-shirt, by the way.
Jesse.
A Jellyman T-shirt at Shop KHTS. No, excuse me, KHTSstore.com.
And I just want to say goodbye to Jesse's beard. That is an awesome beard. I feel like it deserves its own acknowledgement.
It does.
Yeah,
we usually keep it mic'd, but since you're on the show, we
were mic'd down.
My beard microphone.
Oh, no, you don't need to mic the beard up. That's a good idea.
Good. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.